You're listening to Deadbeat Daddy Podcast.
Welcome back, Deadbeat Daddies. We are officially back with Season 2. We are starting Episode 1 today, Resilient Hearts, Fathers for the Win. We are the only podcast that brings you real stories from fathers who are fighting against all odds to be part of their children's lives. Now, I'm your host, Needs, and I'm thrilled to kick off Season 2 with a powerful topic that needs to be addressed. Fathers who have sole custody and mothers who intentionally distance their child from their father. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into the heart-wrenching stories of all these resilient fathers who find themselves on the front lines of a different battle. The battle to maintain and strengthen the bond with their children. It's an issue that's often overlooked, but we believe it's time to give these fathers a voice. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be that voice that the courts are silencing, that the public might be silencing, that your ex's family or your high conflict baby mama's family and friends might be silencing. So let's jump right in. There are no guests or interviews at this time. It's going to be just you and me today, exploring these triumphs and challenges of being a dad and going the extra mile for our kids. I'd like to start by highlighting the dads who are determined to be more than just a weekend parent. We'll follow their stories, celebrate the victories, and lend our support as they fight for sole custody of their children. Our first father in focus is Alex Harrison. He's a devoted dad with a heart of gold. He's currently battling for sole custody of his two beautiful children, Emily and Noah. Now, Alex has faced his fair share of challenges, but his unwavering love for his kids fuels his determination. Today, we're going to go into his journey so far and the obstacles that he's encountered. I wanted to showcase this so that fathers that are listening or stepmothers that are listening have something to build off of for their cases. Let me start by telling you all a little bit about Alex and what led him to pursue sole custody. For Alex, being a dad has always been the most important role in his life. When his marriage fell apart, he knew that he couldn't settle for being just a part-time dad. He wanted to provide a stable and loving environment for his children where they could thrive emotionally and intellectually. So he made the decision to fight for sole custody, which I have to say is truly commendable. I can't even imagine some of the hurdles you faced on this journey. Alex actually outlined one of his biggest challenges, which has been battling societal expectations and biases. There's this prevalent notion that mothers are the natural caregivers and fathers are often overlooked when it comes to custody decisions. Breaking through those stereotypes and proving that he's just as capable of being a nurturing and loving parent has been a constant uphill battle. We don't see the same uphill battle for so many mothers that are not fit to be mothers. It is not easy to challenge these societal norms, but his dedication to his children is shining through. He won't give up on his kids. Next, I'd like to shed some light on the support systems he's relied on during his journey. Alex has been fortunate enough to have an incredible support system and network. His parents have been there every step of the way, providing emotional support and helping him with legal expenses. His friends have been pillars of strength, offering advice and lending a helping hand whenever, wherever it was needed. And let's not forget the dads he's connected with through support groups and the Deadbeat Daddy community. Their encouragement and shared experiences have been invaluable. It's heartening to hear that he has such a strong support system and that our community has been able to aid as well. Alex had his custody hearing a couple weeks ago, and he presented his case with all the evidence he could gather. Documentation was the largest portion of his case. He showcased not only his commitment to his children's well-being while emphasizing the stable home environment he can provide, and he provided all of that documentation that he has been keeping on file. It's been a nerve-wracking wait for the judge's decision, but we're hopeful that justice will be served for him. So we wish you all the best and hope you will follow up with us with an update on your case once you hear back. Next, we will be following the journey of James. He's a devoted father of 4 who's embarking on the difficult path of seeking sole custody of his children. James's story is an inspiring one that's filled with determination, sacrifice, and he just has this burning desire to create a better life for his kids. James has always been a hands-on father involved in every aspect of his children's lives. Unfortunately, his ex-wife and him went through a really messy divorce, and she was granted primary custody. We see this happen time and time again. And so as time went on for James, he noticed a gradual decline in the kids' well-being and realized that they needed a more stable environment. That's when he made the decision to fight for sole custody. After the divorce, his ex-wife made it her mission to distance the kids from him. She would cancel visitation plans, interfere with the phone calls, and constantly badmouthed him to the children. It broke his heart to see the kids caught in the middle of it all. That sounds incredibly challenging, but he did manage to turn things around. This is what I want you fathers listening to focus in on. He never gave up. Again, he documented everything. I cannot stress documentation. Every missed visit, every broken promise, everything that went on, he kept documentation of it. He hired a skilled attorney who believed in his case and presented all the evidence to the court. After a grueling legal process, the judge recognized the toxic environment his ex-wife was creating and granted him sole custody. Since then, it's been a transformative experience for all of them. The kids and him rebuilt their relationship from scratch, which is something I know many of you are trying to do with your kids. Hold out hope, because these kids are now thriving academically and emotionally. They've developed new routines, they created a safe space for open communication, and the dad actually went and sought professional help to help heal the wounds caused by their mother's actions. He said, "We're proof that a father's love can make a remarkable difference." Before closing our conversation, I asked him what advice he would give to other fathers facing similar challenges. He started it out with, first and foremost, document everything. Keep a record of every interaction, every conversation, every instance where the other parent tries to alienate you from your child. Seek legal guidance and ensure that you have a support network, friends, families, and organizations that can provide you emotional and practical support. And most importantly, never give up on your child. They need you even when it feels like an uphill battle. I have to say, those are some really wise words. This story is a testament to the strength of a father's love, and I can't thank him enough for sharing his journey with us today. So now, as we continue on this season, we are going to hear from more fathers who have overcome immense obstacles to maintain their relationship with their children. We'll also explore the impact of parental alienation and the steps we can take to address this issue in our society. If you think about it, the concept of fatherhood has undergone significant transformation in recent decades. And as traditional gender roles have evolved and society recognizes the vital role that fathers play in their children's lives, we need to notice that as well. Despite the progress, there are instances where fathers face legal hurdles in seeking sole custody of their children. Just because James was able to win sole custody doesn't mean that all dads are at that point yet. What I really want to hone in on in today's episode is us exploring the importance of fathers' rights and the challenges that you all often encounter and the significance of fighting for sole custody as a father. Let's start by talking about the significance of fighting for sole custody as a father. The very first thing you need to get in touch with is yourself. You need to find yourself capable of fighting that fight. That's one of the biggest hurdles. Dads don't feel as though they're going to win, and that's our number one downfall. Start by advocating for a change in custody laws. That is a place to start when you begin this. So take a shift on the perspective of fatherhood, and even though in the past societal norms often portray fathers as distant providers and mothers as the primary caregivers, those stereotypes are no longer effective. They no longer reflect the diverse reality of modern families. Fathers today actively participate in their child's life, nurturing emotional bonds, contributing to their overall development. We need to recognize this paradigm shift. It's imperative that fathers have equal opportunities to assume the responsibilities and joys of parenthood. There's a real heavy importance of a father-child relationship because fathers play a unique and irreplaceable role role in their children's lives. Research has consistently shown that children benefit greatly from positive paternal involvement. So children with involved fathers exhibit better cognitive development, emotional stability, and social skills. I think it's a no-brainer. Fatherly influence promotes higher education attainment, healthier relationships, and enhanced self-esteem. Again, no-brainer. So denying fathers the opportunities to foster these relationships through sole custody arrangements undermine the well-being of both the child and the father. But we all know there are multiple challenges that fathers face when seeking sole custody. Despite the growing recognition of fathers' importance in parenting, they often face significant challenges. Historically, family courts have been more inclined to award custody to mothers, and that still is not changing significantly if we think about it. It's perpetuating a gender bias and assuming that children are better off with their mothers. As a result, fathers seeking sole custody have to overcome societal expectations and prejudices, which can be disheartening and discouraging. And this is what I meant when I started out saying that you need to find yourself capable of fighting this fight, because you have all odds against you. Which then brings me to breaking the stereotypes. Fathers need to proactively challenge the stereotype that casts them as a secondary parent. By showcasing their involvement in their children's lives, fathers demonstrate their competence and commitment to fulfilling parental responsibilities. This includes active participation in the child's life, such as attending their school events, doctor's appointments, extracurricular activities, and contributing to the children's emotional and psychological development. Next, let's get into support networks. To successfully navigate the legal system in any way, shape, or form, a father must be well informed and prepared. That increases their chances of obtaining sole custody. Engaging an experienced family law attorney who specializes in fathers' rights can provide invaluable guidance through the process. Additionally, participating in support groups, organizations, fathers' rights associations, emotional support, legal associations, and just creating a sense of community, which you absolutely have here. And all of those things will help further empowering fathers in the pursuit of sole custody, like yourself. Now, central to any custody battle, regardless of gender, the principle of determining the child's best interests, courts must prioritize the child's overall well-being when making custody decisions. But we know that doesn't always happen. They don't consider factors such as parental involvement, stability, emotional bonds, and the ability to provide a nurturing environment. So when you're a father advocating for sole custody, you need to demonstrate the capacity to not only meet this criteria effectively, but then you need to emphasize the child's needs at a greater rate than the other parent. Talk about the crucial role in challenging outdated gender stereotypes, promote equal parenting, safeguard the best interests of your child. These are things that are going to set you apart in your fight. Society benefits from recognizing the importance of fathers' involvement and granting them equal opportunity to nurture and support their children. So you want to break down the barriers, seek out the legal support, and demonstrate your parenting capabilities. Once you successfully navigate the legal system and contribute to a more equitable society, you as a parent have chances of thriving in your case. Now, keep in mind, the traditional view of parenting as a primarily maternal role is increasingly being challenged. More and more dads are fighting for custody. So recognizing the crucial and unique contribution you as a father makes in your child's life plays a really big part in your case. And so we'll delve into reasons that you can bring as a part of your case to highlight the benefits that stem from your involvement. One area that you should absolutely talk about in court is complementary parenting styles. Fathers bring a distinct and valuable parenting style to the table, one that complements the nurturing approach typically associated with the mother. And research does suggest that fathers tend to engage in more physical and playful activities, encouraging risk-taking and independence, which contribute to a child's cognitive, emotional, and physical development. This balance between maternal and paternal influences helps your child develop a well-rounded set of skills and characteristics. How can a judge judge argue that. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure some of them will still find a way. Next, talk about role modeling. Talk about fathers serving as a powerful role model for their children, particularly when it comes to gender identity and behavior. Boys look to their fathers for guidance on how to become a man, learning essential qualities such as integrity, responsibility, and perseverance. Girls, on the other hand, learn about healthy relationships and develop self-esteem through their interactions with their fathers. By demonstrating positive behaviors and attitudes, fathers instill values that shape their children's characteristics and future relationships. Touch on emotional development and how crucial it is for a child to have their father for emotional development. Research indicates that children with involved fathers tend to have higher levels of emotional security and self-confidence. Fathers provide a safe space for their children to express their emotions, teaching them how to regulate their feelings, problem solve, and develop resilience. So the presence of a caring and supportive father figure helps children develop healthy attachments and fosters their emotional intelligence. Next, you can focus on academic achievement. Fathers play a pivotal role in their child's educational success. Studies have consistently shown that children involved with fathers tend to have higher academic achievement, improved school attendance, increased motivation to excel, and a father's active participation in their child's education, such as helping with homework, engaging in intellectual discussions, or encouraging a thirst for knowledge, instills a love and learning that carries through their academic pursuits. And our last 2 points, you can talk about positive impact on behavioral outcomes and enhanced relationship skills. You as a father have a profound impact on your child's behavior and social development. Children who grow up with involved fathers are less likely to engage in delinquency, substance abuse, or other risky behavior. Fathers provide guidance, they'll set boundaries, and teach accountabilities while fostering discipline and respect. Additionally, fathers serve as a buffer against negative peer influences, creating a sense of stability and security for their child. You dads are contributing significantly to your child's interpersonal skills and ability to form healthy relationships. Keep that in mind. Through the interactions that they have with you, they're learning about communication, negotiation, empathy, conflict resolution, and then they see your relationship with your spouse or partner, and they gain insights into building strong and respectful partnerships in their own lives. So keep in mind that you all are undeniably significant in a child's life, offering them a unique set of contributions that are just as important as those provided by their mom. This complementary parenting style, role modeling, support for emotional development, and all of the things that I discussed make you indispensable in your child's growth and well-being. Therefore, recognizing and valuing your role as a father as an equal partner in parenting is crucial for creating a nurturing and supportive environment when you go to fight for custody. So now, in a complex realm of child custody disputes, these are just some of the ways you can strengthen your case. And it becomes crucial to evaluate and present a compelling case that's going to address the best interests of the child involved. All right. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about our podcast. We've been generating quite a bit of buzz, and we're really thrilled to share that we've received an overwhelming amount of interest from potential guests. I, as the host, have to sift through all of these requests and get back to each and every one of you, which I am so sorry. It's been taking me longer than expected. I'm a full-time mom and I am a full-time software engineer. So a lot of times I'm doing these things when my little one's asleep. I want to be able to get back to everyone who has reached out to me about joining us as a guest speaker, and I will be expressing my interest with those of you who I'd like to discuss details with. So if you are interested in speaking with me and you haven't had a chance to reach out and you would like your story to be heard on Deadbeat Daddy, don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity. Share your voice and your expertise with me. We would love to bring it to our highly engaged audience, and I would just love to create some podcast podcast magic together. You guys can start off by finding us on Instagram or Facebook. We have a private group on there that is highly active with tons of dads that are not only looking to share their stories, but we have stepmoms who are bringing expertise on what they have faced, as well as just needing court watchers. I have seen so many people looking for support and court watchers, and we have started a chat that allows you to join and input your court details for Zoom, and you will find tons of supporters that will come and be a court watcher for you. Join us again next week for an invigorating episode. We're going to continue bringing you real stories, raw emotions, the incredible resilience as these fathers continue to share their experiences. And trust me, there's a lot I've received, and I cannot wait to bring all of these stories to you. Keep battling against those malicious mothers. Keep fighting for your little ones, like I say in every single episode. And remember, no matter what challenges you face, you're not alone. You always have the Deadbeat Daddy community, and we'll catch you guys back here next week.